Welcome back to the channel. On my left I have a 2023 Ram 3500 long bed, and I have my 2024 Chevy Silverado. This is a 3500 dually, and I've never quite understood why this truck actually exists. Special shout out to Larry H. Miller, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram here in Sandy, Utah. If you are in the market, be sure to check out their inventory, and this truck is available. Despite what I say about it today, it doesn't really matter. It's just my opinion. Let's get into the video. When I first got in the market for an HD truck, I never understood this configuration. And the reason why was because of this. Well, you might be wondering why that matters. Let me go a little deeper. The reason why people would purchase this truck with the long bed is because they need to carry a lot of stuff, or they haul a lot of stuff. Maybe they plan on getting a truck camper, and the size camper that they're getting requires a long bed truck for the center of gravity to be correct. Another reason is if you plan on towing a fifth wheel, having a long bed truck gives you more clearance for you to actually miss the cap of your trailer or your gooseneck if that's what you're towing. This long bed configuration also has better stability towing because you have a longer wheelbase. So if you're towing a tall, long trailer, you definitely want to consider a long bed truck. Or maybe you're just a contractor who carries ladders and you need the longer bed to accommodate some of the stuff or equipment that you plan on taking with you. Regardless of what the reasoning is, I don't understand why you just don't get a 2500 3/4 ton. Because if you're going to get a long bed and a 1 ton, why not just get a dually? Like, this truck exists to do what this truck can't do. And if you don't need that much capacity, then you probably don't need this truck either, because what this truck can't do, the 3/4 ton can do. Now, don't get me wrong, a Ram 3/4 ton has the maximum 10,000 pound GVWR, and in that case I do kind of understand why you would go to a 3500. But again, the dually exists for that reason. And if you do get the long bed Ram 3500 1 ton, they do increase the GVWR from 11.8, which is a standard bed crew cab, to this 12.3. So you get 500 pounds of additional payload, more or less, because this long bed configuration is not 500 pounds heavier. It just gives you a little bit more capacity. This probably adds like another 150 pounds, give or take, in that ballpark for this setup here. And with that being said, payload is just over 4,000 pounds at 4,066. So I get if someone really doesn't want a dually, they would opt for this. But again, this is already a really big truck. And I feel as though if you're gonna have this long of a truck, why not just go all the way? Now, let's take a look at my Chevy, because Chevy, Ford, and Ram are gonna be the same in this scenario here. Now, really quickly, I wanted to give you guys the numbers because this might be important. So if you're looking at a long bed crew cab, 4-wheel drive Ram 3500, right? This is what this truck is going to weigh for the base weight. Now down below, this is going to be for the crew cab 6'4" bed, and for high output it's going to be 77.98. Now that's going to be a difference of 185 pounds. So getting that 12.3 GVWR does increase your payload capacity. Now, one last thing, if you're looking at a mega cab, I figured I'll show this to you as well. High output Cummins with the eyes in. This truck weighs 8,173 pounds, but you still get that 12.3 GVWR. Anytime you consider a dually, even an F450 that's detuned for this segment, you're gonna have a 14,000 pound GVWR. Add to that this. The gross axle weight rating out back is 10,400 pounds. And of course, towing capacities are pretty ridiculous, but really, where you pick up the most is the payload, 5,363 pounds. Now, I don't have to tell you that having 4 tires out back is gonna give you better stability, and if you have a flat tire out back, you're gonna have more control if you're towing a heavy load. That's pretty much normal. But what I don't understand is why this truck exists in this segment. My opinion is, I think that the 1-ton long bed should be reimagined for the segment. I don't know what that looks like. I'm just talking out loud as a visionary for the truck manufacturers, because I've never understood why I would buy this truck. And a lot of people would always ask me, why don't I buy single rear wheel 1-ton long beds? And it's because this truck exists. Now, the last point I want to make is this. Ram is probably the only truck that makes sense to get a long bed 1-ton single rear wheel, because they have two different diesel options. And this diesel option, which is the high output Cummins, is not available for the 3/4 tons. Now again, I still kind of stick to my guns and say this. If I was going to get this type of truck with a high output Cummins, I think that it would be better suited with a dually. But with Ford and GM, it's still kind of hard to overlook the facts. I think that the 1-ton single rear wheel trucks just don't make sense to me. And I'm gonna need you guys' help to kind of help me understand why you would buy this truck. And again, if you buy these trucks all the time, that's okay. Because again, everyone has their own purpose of why they do what they do. I think some people just buy it because, hey, it was on the lot and they purchased it. But if you order your trucks this way, I would like to know your thoughts and feelings of why you do so, because it would help me out, and maybe it'll help people out in the comment section of maybe something that I missed in this video. But yeah, I hope you guys liked the video. Special shout out to Larry H. Miller. They do have this truck available, as I mentioned. And again, if you need payload capacity, this truck has it. I mean, this truck has 4,000 pounds, so you can tow a decent sized fifth wheel. And this being a Bighorn, it is priced, well, it's kind of expensive. And I plan on doing a video really soon on that. When I was filming the second video on this truck, it actually sold. So unfortunately, I did not get any footage. So I figured I'll show you the window sticker in this video. So here's the base price, and then this is the spec of this build. I guess long bed single rear wheels are still popular in the 1-ton segment, right? Here's some of the standard equipment. And starting off the options is that billet silver. This did have a bench front seat. And the second most expensive option is right here, which is a level B equipment group. And it continues on this side. And then of course that high output Cummins is the most expensive option on this truck. Keep in mind there is a 50-gallon fuel tank. From the last time I checked, it was still available even for the single rear wheels. Destination comes in at $18.95 with a total price of $82,915.